Hello guys, and welcome to this short quick tip tutorial on how to break a block. What we're going to do is this animation, and it's really simple. I will just show you how to do this. So let's start with a new scene, I guess, and you need first to import a block. I use the Red Lion block for this tutorial, and let's go and get our gravel block. And we want to get this breaking animation onto it. So what we do first is duplicate the terrain material. Notice that it is important that you have the entire Minecraft texture pack as material texture, so otherwise it won't work. If you see down here, this is the break part, and we're going to use this break part of the texture to let the material break, pretty much. And how we do this is duplicate the material, then go select the second material, or it doesn't matter what material you select, and call it break. Then drop the material on the gravel block. What you see now is well, not what we want. This is because it's not UV mapped correctly, and we don't really need to UV map it, sorry. What we need to do is go to material. Let me just check. Oh, okay, this is fine. Yes, what we need to do is click on the second material, because the second material is the material above. Click on the second material and you should get this attributes and change the length to 1600%, and the same with length in V and U, of course. Now we have kinda UV mapped it perfectly. This is our 16-bit texture, and if we go all the way down with the offset values, we can see our breaking texture. It is, here it is. Okay, so these values, you need to change them in 100% steps. So at 0 and minus 1500 we get our first breaking texture. If we change the offset to negative, we see the other breaking textures. So now we just need to animate it. I will start at frame 30 and, well, keyframe the first offset. Enable auto key, then I don't know, depending on how fast you want to break your block. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go forward 4 frames, set it to 100. Oh, sorry, set it to minus 100. Then go 4 frames forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Set it to another minus 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 Minus 100. I guess you can imagine what I'm going to do now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 100. And is there anything more? Yes, one more to go. I'm sorry, just undo this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. And nope. No, we're done. Undo the last change. So what we got now is not what we want, but we can change this easily by just selecting all our keyframes, and we need to change the interpolation mode to step, and this is our break animation. Ta-da! Okay, but as we can see, we don't want this breaking texture at the very beginning. So what we can do is click on the second material again, maybe disable auto key for now, and if you disable tile, the texture is not going away. Okay. The reason for that is we should change this to minus another 1000, say minus 3000, minus 3100. Oh, enable tile. Yes, you need to change this value to minus 3100 because this is now the texture needs to be tiled to be projected on the cube. And don't know if you understand it, but if you uncheck tile now, the texture disappears, and that's what we want. So now we can keyframe the tile option to let the breaking animation come in. So just do everything as you did before, or just never mind. You just need to change this to minus 3100, and then it should be fine. So I will keyframe the tile option here and disable it here, keyframe again, and what we have now is normal block which starts breaking at frame 30, and there we go, plop, and then it breaks. Alright, if you want to get a few more tips, for example how to let the block scale down, and well, I will just go on. But that was pretty much it of the tutorial. You can watch more if you want. I'm just going to make the animation look a bit nicer. Alright, so to make it look a bit nicer, we want the block to, you know, pop out like the little item block, whatever. I'm just going to enable this option here, which means point level animation. This is what we need if we want to keyframe the scale, I guess. And I'll just set a keyframe. So enable auto key and go one frame forward, and then change the scale to 10, 10, 10. Okay, it didn't work. So I go back to the frame where it should be normal sized and change it back to 100. And now we have what we want. So flop, it's becoming small. Maybe move it up a bit. Whoop. Then keyframe it. Flying up. Flying down. And this is what we want. Alright, so now we got a nice animation of a breaking block. Okay, the last part is not looking that nice, but I guess you understood how to do it. Oh, and sorry, I forgot. Of course we want to disable tile, so the block stops breaking at this point. Just keyframe tile and disable it, and now this is what we want. One more thing to make a block break even more realistic, if you're still watching, is to add some particle emitters. And we can do this simply by adding a simulate particle emitter. Oh, sorry, emitter. Great. So I will just set this emitter, scale it down. Let's just imagine someone is punching on this block with a shovel or whatever. and we want two particles to be emitted out of this part. If you don't know how to use particles, you can watch this. If you know how to do it, you don't have to watch the end of this tutorial. So what we can do here is change the output angle, make it maybe 50 degrees, which lets the particles spread around more. And then of course we need a gravity object. Go to simulate particles and add a gravity object as well as a particle deflector object, because we need the deflector object to let the particles, you know, reflect on the ground. If we hit play now, the particles are falling down and jumping around weirdly. So this is pretty much everything we need to do now. Just change the values, and then of course you need a material for these particles. I will just create a cube and make it look like this maybe. So alright, I'll scale it a bit more down, and then take this, put it into your emitter, duplicate it, put it in again, and yeah. So if we now click on our emitter and go to particle and check show objects, it will now show these little blocks. And of course, well, this looks a bit weird. We can change the end scale to, or at least let's just change the variation of the end scale. Maybe put this down a little bit, so we get different sized blocks. Okay, that looks weird. Make it 50. That looks still weird. Scale them down a bit more. That's better. And then we can change the rotation to maybe 150 degrees. Now the particles are rotating, which looks a lot better. And we don't want the particles to jump all the way back up, so change the bounce maybe from 100 to 5%. Now we get the particles to like stand on the ground and not bounce all the way back up. That's pretty much it. You can change the amount of particles. You can, you can keyframe start emission, which should start on, on 30. It should start on 30 and it should stop on 65, somewhere here, 66. Okay, then we might change the speed tiny, make it a bit faster. And yes, this is how you could do a block break animation. I will just add some materials to these blocks here. Make two new materials, one for cube 1, one for another cube, and just grab some colors. Like one color could be this, the other color, just use a color from the gravel block, could be this. Now it looks a bit better. Alright, and that's it. I hope you did learn something. Yeah, of course, this is just a very fast animated block break. You can make it more beautiful and amazing if you play around with the emitter particles parameters. Thanks for watching. I love you all, and bye.